Rained all night last night. Started raining about the time we got supper cooked. So, gotten our tents nice and dry. Rained all night. Really started coming down about the time we were getting ready to put down our tent, so we crawled back in for about 20 minutes and let it finish. So got a big river crossing this morning in about a mile. The back, it's not allowing me to do everything. It's really hard for me to, couldn't pack up inside my tent this morning. Just can't bend over and lift up an arm. So we will see when this is going to get better. Hopefully before the end of the trip. It gets better by the end of the day while I'm walking, but by morning I'm hit the reset button and have to deal with all the pain over again. Oh, this morning was exceptionally bad. I had to put on wet socks. And just the fact that they're wet was bad enough, but I can't hardly get my feet to tie my shoes. And had to pull wet socks on my feet. It was extremely painful. We are looking for the best place to cross here. This looks like the river crossing. Normally I'd enjoy walking along the river like this. We're going to town and I've got so much to do. We got to figure out how to navigate Baxter State Park so we can climb the summit of Mount Katahdin. I got to figure out when we're going to be able to do that so I can book plane tickets, bus rides, all the stuff I'm going to have to book there. Hostel for afterwards. I've got to resupply. Got to get videos posted and call family, so it's going to be quite, and dry all my equipment out because they're all wet. It's been wet for 3 days. My tent was kind of dry yesterday, but my quilt's been wet for days at the toe box area, and sleeping pad's wet. The air up thing for the sleeping pad's wet. Just got a lot of stuff to dry out. So, lots to do when we get to town, and not a lot of time to do it. We're going to keep pushing this thing out. So far this morning is just filled with PUDs, pointless ups and downs. We go down to the river, up the mountain, down to the river, up the mountain, down to the river, up the mountain. Pretty much like that, over and over and over. We crossed the west branch of the Piscataqui River earlier, and here in about another mile we got to cross the other branch of the Piscataqui River, and one of the hot stuff had said it's kind of tough, but he came through and there was a lot of rain, so reading the comments on Far Out, and it says it's about knee deep. Pretty good flow. So we'll see when we get there. This is dangerous. Ooh, a little chilly. Alright, got about 5 miles left where we're getting picked up at Highway 15 to go into Monson to go to Shaw's. It's about 11:30. Got started about 7:30 with 13.3 miles to go. So I've been making pretty good time. We've got 900 foot ascent between us and there. Looks like most of that's in one big hill. So get over that, get to town, and start getting busy. Kind of exciting. Shaw's. That's a big one. So we made it to Shaw's in Monson. This is my room for the night. We did get the, we're gonna do a bucket drop about halfway through the 100-mile wilderness. Nobo Lobo and I went halvesies on a bucket. So we only have to carry 3 days worth of food. Planning on doing the 100-mile wilderness in about 6 days. Stopped at the AT Conservancy today and talked to them about our traverse up Mount Katahdin, and we're more confused than we were before about what we have to do to be able to climb the mountain. But everybody here says just show up at Baxter State Park and everything will work out. So we're going to make our way up there. We've got a plan. We're going to go out at 2 o'clock in the morning to sign up. If there's 12 people in line, we're just going to leave from Mayball Bridge and hike up the mountain. But it sounds like they'll be able to find us a campsite, even if there's 12 people signed up. So I think we're worrying over nothing. Got stuff spread out, drying out in the room from the rains the last few days. It's been pretty nice, but everything was wet, so everything's dry now. Going to be putting stuff back in the pack and getting ready for bed. So Monson, pretty cool town. Shaw's is completely awesome. Really glad we get to stay here for a little bit. Had a lot of fun, but just finishing up the last minute things here that needed to get done. Charging devices and getting stuff done.